Hey YouTube, back with another video, and it's going to be about Dark. We have 2 Dark replays that we're going to be watching today because I think, as we all know on this channel, Dark is a very exciting player to watch, and in fact, this first replay is going to have a clip that I guarantee you want to stick around for. So, the thing about Dark is that despite him being so exciting, he hasn't had the best results recently in show matches, which I think has led to him being a little bit less in the forefront. But there's no question that his gameplay is still fun to watch. Just maybe hasn't translated, as he tries to absolutely pop off right now, hasn't translated into wins against the top players, not like it did when he first blew up onto the scene. And I'm not sure that he's focusing on winning 1v1s as much as he used to. If you look at his tracker, he hasn't been playing as much of the game mode recently. He's still been playing a ton of 2s, and he's actually much further rated down. A lot of that has to do with inactivity, and I think a lot of it maybe had to do with him getting bored of the mode, throwing some ranked games, and pushing himself fairly down, because there's no question that right now he's rated lower than he could be if he were to put his full heart into it. But that's the thing about Dark, is he's always been a bit of like a freestyler mixed with a competitive player, and that's what makes him so fun to watch and why he's been able to innovate. I mean, I think that the mark that he made on the competitive scene with his pogoing is something that will be long lasting. You know, we're not seeing everybody pogo like crazy, you know, immediately out of the gates, but it's very clear that especially in 1v1, pogoing, specifically the pogo shot, is being used a lot more, but even the pogo bounce, like Dark does, is still getting used on occasion. And you know, when we're watching Dark replays, it's going to have the mechanics. It's a double flip reset wave dash into the bottom right. Now, another thing about Dark is that the last time we really had him on for a ton of games in a row was actually for Next Gen. If you guys haven't seen those videos from me, you can go back and check those tournaments. I actually highly recommend it. It's very fun to watch. I've done it a few times, and Dark played it the last one. It includes the under 15-year-old players, and they get to show off, and you get to an idea of what's coming in Rocket League. Now, the grand finals was actually Ahmad from Iraq, who actually can't play in the RLCS, who ended up winning over Dark. But Dark now can play in the RLCS. He is 15 years old. So are we going to start seeing him in the RLCS? He gets a nasty shot off the ceiling, little ceiling reset backboard double. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're going to see him in the RLCS because I haven't seen him yet. I haven't heard anything about a team that he might be playing with, and when I went and checked just in case on Wikipedia to see, you know, in the open qualifiers, is he getting into the top 24 or almost making it into Minas, and I didn't see him there either. So my guess is that he's maybe not playing with anybody, or is not putting in, you know, his strongest effort towards making the RLCS, because I have a feeling that he could probably find a decent enough team to make it to the edges of qualification, but maybe not. Maybe if you guys know what's going on with Dark, you can let me know. Maybe he's having trouble. He's trying his best to qualify and just hasn't made it into the top 24 of the qualifiers. So I'm not even talking about the RLCS teams that actually end up making it in just of that open qualifier. But I wanted to check in and see how he's going, because I'd hope to see Dark in the future, and he's been a very exciting innovator. So why not stick around and see what's up with him? And Youssef right now is trying to pogo against him very clearly. I don't know if it's just because he's against Dark, but it's a couple different times that he's tried to pogo. And when we've watched Dark play in his recent matches, he's actually pulled off the pogo a little bit. He doesn't go for the pogo as much. What he seems to be really focused on nowadays is the dashing, and right on point, he gives me a nice zap dash. And he's not going to score this. Wait, did these guys agree to start doing freestyle 1v1s? Because he did not take that on target, even though he definitely could have, or he just got sidetracked. But it's certainly not a freestyle 1v1 by any means, because he is now immediately taking the ball back over. These are the last 2 replays that I could find of him, by the way. They both were played in April, so they were after any show matches that we've had him on stream. So they're about as recent as we can get from him. We can get an idea of what it's like to play 1v1 as Dark in this day and age. It's actually an interesting pogo, although he doesn't try and score it again. I don't know if he's just feeling very confident against Youssef right now, or he feels extra offended by the attempt to pogo and he wants to be the first one to score one. But he will take this long shot and go up 4-3. I mean, this could also be the reason why we see him at these low ranks, because maybe he's playing all of his ones this way. He's not wanting to take open nets, and he's just wanting to have fun with it, which could result in some losses that he otherwise could have won. But he's lost this kickoff, and Youssef is he just keeps hitting resets. He just keeps hitting resets. And then he slams in a pogo. Oh my goodness, Dark is pogoing in the bounce. We have to watch this again from Yusef's perspective. Credit to him. He finally did succeed in doing what he was trying to do, which was throw Dark's move on himself. Look at the multiple resets. I mean, you'd think that Dark was on this side of the field. Did Dark let it go in? Is Dark just a lover of the game enough to not try and jump for the save, or did this get past him? Because he does swing into the corner, and, you know, maybe it's possible that he is legitimately just waiting because he's expecting Yusef to give the ball away. He definitely never challenged and waited too long. But to say that he gave it to him for free, I'm not even sure that that's fair, because we've watched people try and defend Dark, especially when he first came out of the scene with those pogos, and they all looked equally as lost when trying to decide what to do against them. Is Dark going to eventually take these dashes into another stratosphere, though? That's the question. Yusef is just going to drop this in. Dark getting a little bit too preoccupied with flying in and out of the nets. And he's been very interesting on these kickoffs. I think we're starting to understand why maybe Dark doesn't have the highest ones rating anymore. Ceiling challenge is able to intercept this from Yusef. It seems like to some degree Yusef is grabbing what, but Dark, it's just open. It's just a free goal. Just take it. Okay, he does take it ultimately, but he could have taken it even easier. What's going on in Dark's head? We need to find a way to figure it out. Yusef delaying this kickoff. Dark seemed like he was going to try and delay it as well. Seems willing to put on a stylish goal as he reset wave dashes. Yusef popping him out to midfield. Tie game with 13 seconds left to go. Dark, of course, isn't going to challenge like any regular human was. He would just dash his way around the field. Oh, Yusef tried to pogo him. Are we going to see a pogo from Dark to finish? Okay, he couldn't keep it up. Overtime. 5-5. Dark and Yusef. Wave dash kickoff for both of them. But only Dark adds the zap dash after to stick with the ball. He's lost control, though, either way. And it will be a Yusef dribble. Dark wall dashing to challenge. Yusef maybe has an open net here. Is he going to finish it? Oh, no, he doesn't finish it. He takes it back to midfield. I did not know that this happened in the replay. I'm excited to see if these guys try and freestyle. There's nothing more interesting to watch than a Dark freestyle attempt. Yusef, wait a second. Yusef is popping off. Who is Yusef, by the way? I feel like I've maybe seen that name a couple times. I'll check the ping. I imagine it's a Mina player. Wall shot from Dark, actually surprisingly tame considering what's been going on so far. These guys both have 68 ping on whatever server they're playing on. Dark, he's just going to power one through. Seems like he's tried to reactivate a regular 1v1 between the two of them. Air drill from the back corner. Setup isn't great, but maybe it's perfect for pogoing. No, Dark doesn't want to take it. Just brings it to the ground. Who will break this deadlock in overtime? Dark staying aggressive with a minute 30 up into overtime now. Back into his back corner. Here we go. This is where the Dark clips come from. Pre-flip into the dribble. Yusef just barely able to get the save. But Dark's been able to hold on to possession for so long. He's going to let Yusef get it back this time. It's an air drill from Yusef to the ceiling. The reset. Dark pre-jumped it. Gets back down. Wait, another pogo from Yusef. Does he pre-flip? No, he doesn't. Dark's turn as he dashes his way into his setup. Double reset. Triple reset. Certainly this is the end. Oh, no, it's not. Yusef able to get the save. Okay, now it's become full-on freestyle. I didn't realize this one became freestyle, but hey, it's fun to watch Dark go to work. And it seems like he's met at least a decent match in Yusef here in this match. And it also seems to be completely non-communicated unless they did it in between matches. Okay, there's that classic double backflip reset from Dark. He does that so well. But I can't quite figure out the dynamics of this because that follow-up shot from Dark is very clearly like a regular 1v1 shot. It's not you know, a pure freestyle 1v1, there's a chance that that goes in and he wins the game. Okay, is this one going to go in? No, it's not. Wait, I'm along for a ride. You guys are along for a ride with me. I don't know how it ends. It better end with some crazy shot. Youssef, double flip reset. Not going to do it. Still has possession. Please tell me it's not just a chip over the top of Dark and then a goal. It is! I mean, they just decided to give up after 3 minutes of trying to clip on each other. Well, anyways, that was fun to watch. I didn't realize we're going to get as much Dark special sauce as we did. But we have one more replay of Dark, so let's go check it out. Dark in this second game, this time against Dangsu, it looks like. Dark immediately straight to the ceiling and immediately gets a goal. That's what you love to see when you're watching Dark replays. In the Fennec this time around, certainly seen him dabble with both Octane and Fennec. Still crazy with his dashing. Doesn't seem to be using ball cam a ton. Not interested in what's happening with his opponent. Not until after he's got his opportunity to dash like crazy. He's definitely trying to chain wall dash to catch up to this one. Now headed back to net. Immediate turn and challenge. Can he find a way to score? Strong first touch. Double on the ground. He does. 2-0 against Dangsu. The freestyling Dark. Why did we take so long to check back in on him? He does move his camera around like crazy, though, as he dashes his way back to the corner. That was one of the things that people started to notice towards the end of his 1v1s on stream. Okay, that backflip is certainly not it. He could have recovered in time. He was trying to set up a 360 to set up a flick, I believe, on the ground. There needs to be a league for players like Dark. Players who want to, you know, ultimately play fairly competitively, but freestyling at the same time. Because that's definitely what he seems to want to do. And if he ever does manage to make his way into the RLCS with this kind of play style, it is going to be really impressive. But I think what's mostly magical about Dark's game is that it's just a marriage of competitive and freestyling in a way that we hadn't really seen from anybody before. But there might be a chance that because he seems so inspired to have fun with how he plays, that it might not fully ever translate. Okay, here's a pogo from Dark. Give it to us. We need it. It's a Dark video. We gotta see the pogo. So far, the only pogo has been scored by his opponents. Is he gonna be able to save this one? But tell me what you guys think. Will we see Dark in the RLCS? Maybe anybody who has some sort of connections can let us know. It wouldn't be the end of the world if we only just got to see Dark have fun and replays and show matches. He hasn't been streaming as much recently. I have his notifications on Twitch, and he hasn't been live, but he has been playing Rocket League. According to his Rocket League tracker, he does have games this season, and a good amount of them. It's not like he's given up on the game. Maybe just wants to play a little more peacefully than he did for a few months when all eyes in the Rocket League community were on him, because that is probably something that is very unique. And, you know, not to bring up Zen in a video not about him, but he seems to be handling it very well. And Dark, he did as well when he had all the eyes on him. But maybe he's going to comfortably have them off for a bit. Dark popping this one over. He wants to try and find a way to make it cool, though. He knows he got a goal, so he's going to try and set up some double dash situation in order to score. Oh, also the fake kickoffs. I mean, certainly we talked about how the pogoing was a permanent mark on the competitive scene, but those fake kickoffs, no one's ever really been able to replicate them as well as he has, but he has certainly inspired a great deal of mixing up on the kickoff. Not sure what kind of read he was hoping to go for here. Would have been insane had it worked out. But he just corrects for it with his zap dash recovery. Really strong first touch. Something that just really ups the difficulty of a shot more than I think it is very useful. Slamming the ball to the ceiling, having to stop that momentum in order to be able to score from it. But as we talked about before, Dark doesn't always seem to be making the best decision to guarantee his score, because it is certainly much cooler to watch a screaming ball falling off the ceiling get stopped and then shot. Dark to the skies. This reset is too high. Doesn't have the follow-up either. And pick up that corner boost. So he should be getting scored on here. Barring some magical recovery on wall dashes. It will be 4-3. This just gives you an idea of the fact that Dark can control what happens in these low-level ranked games so much. I don't know if he technically counts as smurfing because I don't think he's intentionally losing or anything like that. He just wants to have fun. But do remember that this is the guy who took a win off Daniel in a series and had, you know, a bunch of top-level wins. Although he maybe never took down some of the Titans, he definitely took down anybody on the borderline of, you know, show match territory. That's a nice long shot. 6-3. A good catch and power shot. And, you know, that's the kind of stuff that he is borrowing from. It's just, he's giving everybody a reminder. Look, I don't have to do crazy resets. I can also just rip a boomer across the whole field if you're slightly out of position. But apparently, Dangsu, once he saw that Dark was willing to take goals like that he didn't stand a chance. So Dark ends up playing this game, winning. He did not win the previous one, but he obviously went to freestyle land and didn't score his pogo, but we saw a crazy pogo, and that means we all win. That means it was a good Dark video, even though it happened to be a pogo from somebody else. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this check back up with Dark. We can look for more replays in case you guys want to. But if you have any ideas of who you want to see next or what kind of replays, until we can get more show matches, I'm going to try and get more show matches. So don't worry. I'm doing my best, but when RLCS is on, it can be tough to get good matches consistently. RLCS only has a couple of weeks left before we have a big gap, and that's when the big tournaments will be happening. So make sure you subscribe and be ready to see them here first.